How are you there? Back again. Now, let me give this warning. If Hezbollah enters the war in the northern part of Israel, Israel will find itself fighting war on two fronts, in the north and also in the south, and also perhaps even in Lebanon. Knowing that the threat is coming from Iran, Israel might be forced to strike Iran, getting involved in a war with Iran, and that will bring the allies of Iran to fight Israel. You're getting almost the guys in the region there against Israel. I do not know what Saudi Arabia is going to do, but we do know that China has been negotiating the normalization of relations between Saudi Arabia and Iran. That unity of the Sunni and the Shiite against uh, against Israel, sponsored by China. Already now we've got the big players. We've got China, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and obviously Russia has got its own grievances. It comes in the We have got a huge war in the Middle East. The United States, with her allies coming to defend Israel, will have to be forced now to deploy soldiers in Israel and also in Iran in a case in which Israel has to fight this war in Iran. Now, talking about choke points around the world, maritime choke points. The one that is important to me where I am right now is here in Cape Town. In Cape Town, the South African Defense Force had a military drill with the Russians and with the Chinese. In this scenario, the Jews in South Africa are in trouble. As I have told you, that your own government is pro-Chinese, it is pro-Russian, and they will be forced. Ramaphosa will be coerced, even though he doesn't want. I don't believe that Ramaphosa has got any ill intentions against the Jews in South Africa. He doesn't have. But the choices that he made to be pro-Russian were ill-advised. I think I did advise on this channel, since nobody listens to me anyway. I advised on this channel about the choices of Ramaphosa last year. Last year, I made a video saying that God has put Ramaphosa in a box. It's very tough. He's got two options, and both options are very tough for him. But then he ended up choosing to align himself with the Russians and with the Chinese. They had military drills here in Cape Town. So the Cape Town trade point is very important militarily in an event of a war, when the global trade waterways are controlled by the Chinese and the Russians here in Cape Town. And Egypt is another choke point, but here in Cape Town is a strategic location. So uh, Russia and China will be interested in South Africa. In Zimbabwe, you've got a guy who is deep into the Russians, Idim Nangagwa. So what am I saying? I'm saying that the white people, the Jewish community in South Africa is very much surrounded right now. Right now, South Africa is a scary place. So, as I've been saying, if you're Jewish, you're in South Africa, humble yourself. It's not time now to be fighting against black people. It's actually the time when you need them to survive. All right, war is coming and the walls are closing in. We need now to clean the SADC region. We need to make sure that South Africa moves from being pro-Russian and come back into the fold. And you will have the weakest link, which is Harare, which is deep in this orgy with the Russians, and Russia and China, which is close to Iran. In a scenario like that, you will wish that you acted a long time ago when I told you that ZANU-PF must go. You would wish that you found the right political leaders, people who are not afraid. Okay, people who will want to bring a change. So you see now this fight of Zimbabweans is not just about the suffering Zimbabweans anymore. It's also about the Jews in Zimbabwe and the Jewish community in South Africa. They too have got a strong interest in ZANU-PF going out of power, because if they do not do it, then they will be surprised when they see Iran coming to Harare to attack the region, and China and Russia controlling Cape Point. So you must act now and act decisively. The war is not just in Israel. It's an international war against law and order. For those of you who are wondering why to take their side, it's because it's a war against law and order. The devil is the one who is lawless, is the lawless one. Look at all these countries that are pro-Russian and thing. They're, they're all run by dictators who hate their own people. There's no development whatsoever. These are the sons and daughters of unrighteousness who want to fight the good order of the Lord. And we need to counter them. We can no longer afford having ZANU-PF in power one more day. Any day with ZANU-PF in power is an existential threat to the Jewish community in Southern Africa. I repeat, any single day with Idi Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF in power in Harare is an existential threat to the Jewish community in South Africa. Hence, wise heads now we have to come together and figure out how we can neutralize the Iranian threat in our region. I finished talking today. Go think about it.